good morning and welcome. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so now. I would say that 99.9% of the rooms have these signs on the wall that they call slogans. Things like, one day at a time, let go and let God, keep it simple, think, think, think. Well, today I want to talk about keep it simple. The term keep it simple was actually coined by Dr. Bob. It was in response to the way Bill was, or who Bill was. Bob was afraid that he would louse things up. He said, let's keep this thing simple. Let's not louse it up. Let's keep it simple. That is where it comes from. Now, what it has evolved into is a way of life, not just a way to keep the program alive, but it's evolved into a way of life in keeping it simple. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's keep it simple. So simply put, keep it simple means don't complicate something that's not complicated. And I don't know about you, but I'm pretty good at complicating things if I allow myself to do so. One of the things that I complicated was my recovery. Let's break this whole recovery thing down. And that's what Dr. Bob did. He broke it down into 3 statements, and it has come to be known as Dr. Bob's prescription for recovery. And that is trust God, clean house, and help others. That's putting recovery as simply as possible. Trust God, clean house, help others. So the first portion of that is to trust God. You know, when I was out there, I didn't trust God. I didn't trust anybody. I didn't even trust myself. How in the heck am I supposed to trust God? Well, that doesn't happen overnight. You know, and so I would complicate that even. You know, how do I trust God? Do I have to go to church? Do I have to befriend a clergyman or something? And, you know, how do I pray? I don't even know how to pray. You know, all of these things that came up that, you know, my perfectionism would get in the way of keeping it simple. So, like I say, that happened through time. I didn't just magically one day start trusting God. That had to come with practice. So, does that mean that I can't continue on with the program until I completely trust God? Not at all. Not at all. The only thing that is absolutely necessary is that I know that it's not me. I am not God. That's keeping it simple. I'm not God. I'm not in charge of anything. Even my life I'm not in charge of. I'm giving that to God. That is keeping it simple. There is a God, and it's not me. And in the meantime, I'm going to work on trusting Him. That's keeping that portion of it simple. The next part is cleaning house. Well, I think all of us have cleaned a house or two, right? Even if it was back when you were a kid and your parents made you clean the house or your room at least. That means getting rid of the clutter. It means getting rid of the stuff that doesn't belong or putting it where it belongs. It means tidying up the mess. That's keeping it simple. Tidying up the mess that I've made of my life. How do I go about doing that? Well, I have to know what the mess is first. So I take a fourth step, and then I share it with another person and get some feedback from somebody that's been there before. See, there's the fifth step. And then as we progress in the steps, we start working on, giving it to God to remove these defects of character that we have, and then we clean up our mess by taking a ninth step. We make amends to those people that we've harmed in the past. We look at our side of the street, not their side. That's as simple as I can put it. We clean up our side of the street. So we're cleaning our house, not theirs. We don't mention what they did. We only talk about what we did. We're cleaning up our side of the street. So we're learning to trust God, and we're cleaning house, because that's a process as well. Sometimes it's never ending. Our house gets dirty again. So what do we do in the meantime? The last portion of Dr. Bob's prescription is help others. Trust God, clean house, help others. And how do we go about helping others, and why? What good is that? Well, in keeping with our original slogan of keep it simple, let's narrow it down to how this thing got started. Bill was visited by a friend named Ebby. He shared his story with Bill of how he got sober. Now, though he didn't stay sober, it planted something in Bill's mind. Bill then shared his story with Dr. Bob, and that began this whole revolution of alcoholics getting sober. By helping another person, Bill was able to stay sober. Now, Dr. Bob was not the first one that he tried to help. He attempted to help others along the way, without success. He was unable to help anyone get sober until Dr. Bob. But the one thing that did happen by him helping those other people, Bill stayed sober. The whole thing began with one alcoholic helping another alcoholic. So how do we go about helping someone else? Sometimes it's just listening. Sometimes it's sharing our experience, strength, and hope. And does it have to be another alcoholic? Bob said, trust God, clean house, help others. He didn't say help other alcoholics. We help other people. Now, one of the things that I learned as a Boy Scout was that before you help a little old lady across the street, make damn sure she even wants to go. You don't want to be dragging some old lady across the street. You can't help someone who doesn't want help. And so there's kind of a judgment call there to see about willingness and a true desire to want help. And I think that's why when we're early on in recovery, people say, ask for help. Ask for help. Nobody's going to help you if you don't ask for it. That being able to help others, it's a major gift. And it's something that you don't want to miss out on. I have to say that to me, it's my favorite part of recovery, is helping other people. You're probably thinking, why? Why would that be your favorite part? Well, haven't you ever heard the gift of giving? When you give of yourself to someone else, man, it makes you feel good. It gives you some gratitude. It gets you out of yourself. Instead of thinking about my problems, I'm like over here doing something to help you with yours. And 9 times out of 10, the person that I'm helping has bigger problems than I do at the time. I get out of myself, I help other people, and I become grateful. You know, it's a simple prescription from Dr. Bob. Trust God, clean house, help others. So I have to ask, are you keeping your recovery simple? Are you keeping your life simple? Are you trusting God, or are you struggling with that? Are you cleaning house? I know you're not finished. There's always something more. Are you helping others? And not just other alcoholics. Are you helping others? Are you keeping it simple? So if you'll trust God, clean house, help others, and continue doing it, not just one time. It's a lifestyle. Eventually, you'll be happy, joyous, and free. Stay sober and keep it simple, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks again for joining me. Bye-bye.